Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are all doing well. My name is Sika, and you're welcome to Sika Educates. If you haven't watched any of my videos, please do so. Feel free to have, you know, a preview of all the videos that you find on the page, and you're welcome. Please follow the page, and if there are any videos that you find particularly useful or speak to you, please share them on your personal profile pages so other people can also get the value. Sika Antonio here. A few weeks ago, I recorded a video, albeit not in English, and I was trying to address a particular question that has been asked several times. People that didn't necessarily agree with what I said. We're trying to dance around the issue, kind of twist the question around. But look, let's just straighten this up once and for all. So, we're not getting it twisted. It's not mixed up, but I'm just saying it as I see it. This is my opinion. The question was, is cheating only when the guy or the lady ends up in bed with the other guy? So imagine yourself that you're dating someone and then all of a sudden your spouse, your boyfriend, your fiance is in bed with somebody else. Works both ways, male or female. Is that the only time that you can say somebody cheated? This is my candid opinion. When you're dating somebody, when you're married to somebody, or in whatever kind of a committed relationship, one would assume that you are fulfilled in that relationship, you are happy in that relationship, and that is why you continue to be in that relationship. Now, if you're getting the satisfaction, if your sexual needs are being met, if your emotional needs are being met, and if both parties are being active participants in the relationship, when or why is there a need for a third party in that relationship? I'm not saying you can't have friends. I'm not saying that your husband or your wife has to necessarily be your best friend. Some people get it that way, but not all people do. So let's just be real here. But what I am saying though is that with everything in this life, there has to be boundaries with everything. I use myself as an example. I'm in a committed relationship right now. I am. And my partner is in a committed relationship with me too. So, if he's fulfilled in this relationship and I am too, he has no business taking personal phone numbers of other women and chatting to them after work. There's just no point for that. For me, that is when the cheating starts. Because for me, what is the brain behind that? If you have a family, you are satisfied with this family that you have or this spouse of yours, what business do you have befriending other women of the opposite sex? Where do you draw the line? Where? And so you start off by, oh, let's just go for coffee after work or whatever. You get chatting, or you open your Facebook Messenger or any of these other social media networks or platforms, and somebody has sent you a message of the opposite sex. You're feeling good about it, so you entertain them. If it's a guy, some lady is giving you the eye, saying, oh, how beautiful you are, or how handsome you're looking. And she sends you that private message, and you private message her back. You don't inform your spouse about what's going on. You think you can handle it, and you start chatting privately. This is where the cheating starts. And some people think that nothing is wrong with this. The only time that they've cheated is actually when the penis goes in the vagina. No, sorry, it doesn't. The cheating started when you started concealing these private messages that you're sharing with that other person from your spouse or your significant other. That is when the cheating started. Because your conscience tells you that what you're doing is wrong. And so comes the tendency for you to hide whatever is going on from the other person and you pursue whatever it is you're doing. So now you've taken that number, you've exchanged a couple of messages or text or whatever the hell it is. The next thing, if you can't be together in one place, is to start getting really hard and personal with the sorts of messages that you're sharing. Ultimately, unlike poles attract. So what do you think is going to happen? One person takes a picture of some very private part of theirs and sends it to the other person. The other person responds by sending the other private part to the other person. And people still think this ain't cheating. The cheating only occurs when the two people are in the same place, in the same room. And yes, but no. The cheating started from that first time when you entertain that person, well, knowing full well that you have a wife, you have a partner, you have a girlfriend that you're serious about and you live with, or whatever the case happens to be. Because this other person is not entertaining you just for the sake of entertaining. She does not want to text you or send you messages or go out to coffee with you just for the sake of it. There are 10 billion other people on the surface of the planet. I'm pretty sure she can find somebody else to go buddy up with and go out to coffee. There is definitely a romantic connotation as soon as you start getting into the privates with other people. So the question is, what is the purpose of this interaction in the first place? And that needs to be clearly defined. And it is when it isn't that you open yourself up to all of these issues, including the cheating, which ruins everything. Beautiful things, beautiful marriages and relationships are ruined, all because of this. I'll use myself as an example again. I'm in a committed relationship right now where we are open, blunt, and frank with each other about everything. So if somebody texted me today, or if I met somebody new of the opposite sex, oh, you never know what happened today. I went to class today, I was in work today, and I met this amazing person, and we exchanged contacts because of X. I have a private business that I run. I have other things that I do outside of my regular job. And so if I'm making contacts or connections with other people, it has to be related to something that is mutually beneficial to my relationship. Otherwise, I'm not interested. I'll make another example. I went out the other day and ended up having to get Uber because I needed to get to a specific place and I didn't have a car at the time. Picked up this Uber driver, we got talking, and it turns out that he has a similar interest to an interest that my partner is interested in. So I took the number from this guy, and I called my partner straight away and went, oh, you never guess what happened. I got the Uber from here to here, and I met this guy, and you guys have the same interest, and now they're friends. They talk. Things like that, open and transparent from the get-go. There's no hidden agenda. There's nothing. It doesn't create this whole sneaking around and hiding things from each other. That is where the cheating starts. If you want your peace of mind, like I do, at the age that I'm at right now, you do the things that prevent situations that cause pain and unnecessary discomfort and aggravation to you, him, her, or both of you, and you have your peace. Similarly, my partner is in that position where if anything happens, if you met anybody of the opposite sex, I'm the first person you'd call to tell, oh, you never guess what happened. This one hit on me. That person said I look good. This person sent me that message. It's all out in the open. There's no issues. There's no who did what and who hid what from nobody. It's all there. The relationship that we have is to the point where I am comfortable leaving my cell phone with no passwords, nothing. Partner can go do whatever he wants to do on it, and I can do the same. It has nothing to do with not trusting him, but the issue definitely would arise if I, for whatever reason, accidentally picked up his phone and he hit the roof about it, it means that there's something there that he just doesn't want me to see. And don't get me wrong, we are not obsessed with each other. We're not big brother over each other. No. This is a very healthy, non-feeling insecure relationship. That is not what I'm talking about. But in being secure, we also want to protect our peace as a couple by setting boundaries that we both agreed on. These were all conversations we had even before we began this relationship. I'm no spring chicken. I'm not 12. I'm not 25 even. We're both older people that are a couple. And so all the pitfalls, all the unnecessary aggravation, all the mistakes that younger people would make, we've been there, done that, worn the t-shirts. We want our peace. We want to create a relationship that actually survives the test of time. We know what the pitfalls are. We see it blatantly glaring in our faces, and we're doing the needful to make sure it doesn't happen. Are we human? Yes. Do we make mistakes? Of course we do. But do not give the devil a foothold in your relationship. And the only way to do that is to be open, blunt, and transparent about everything. The cheating began that very first time that you got that nudge, that whole lump in your throat about doing something that just didn't feel right, that you started concealing from your partner. That was exactly where the cheating started from. So the question to ask yourself today is that, well, I'm dating this person, I'm married to XYZ. Am I happy? Am I truly fulfilled in every sense of the word? Intimacy, sexually, emotionally, physically. Do I feel fulfilled enough? And if you don't, this is a conversation you need to be having with your spouse. What is it that is making you insecure, feel inadequate? What is it that is making you feel that you need to get that extra something from somewhere else? And if you really, really want to preserve, protect, defend your relationship, you will do what it takes to make it happen. If you're not happy, have the needful conversations. Sit down and talk frankly with your partner about it. And if at the end of the day, it is the case that you need to go your separate ways, then that's what it is. But do not try to find ways to justify cheating and saying cheating only occurs when there's the actual sexual intercourse between the two people. No, the cheating started from that time when you took that number, when you hid it on a piece of tissue or whatever and put it in your pocket. That is exactly where the cheating started. You never told her about it. You never told him about it. You hid. You started deleting messages when you get home from your phone because you just don't want your partner to see or know about it. But you know what? What goes around comes around. You can't hide things forever. The truth always comes to light. And so when you preserve your relationship by being blunt, open and honest about everything is aired out in the open, you ensure you set yourself up for success because it is all out there. The good, the bad, the ugly, it's all out there. Cheating ruins the good from any relationship. It does. Men sometimes think that we women overreact when they cheat. Oh, it's nothing. I didn't even feel anything. It was just one sexual moment. I just slept with her that one time. Why can't you let it go? It is not about the number of times. Don't get it twisted. Men are attracted to what they see. And so for them, it's more of a momentarily thing that they do, something they do in the moment. It's 2 minutes, it's done. I stick it in, stick it out, we're done, bish, bash, bosh, and it's done. But for most women, when they're feeling and really, truly, deeply in love with you, it's not just about the thing that actually happened. There's a lot of emotions and feelings that attach to it. And so when a woman lays down and thinks about the fact that all those nitty gritty, intimate things that you guys do in your bed, you disrespected the vows that you made or the commitment that you have between the two of you, and went to repeat that very same explicitly detailed, intimate things with somebody else. You break her up to the core. You cheated. You took the sanctity and the sacredness of your union as a couple in intimacy, and you went to share that with a third party, introducing impurities, foreign entities into that union. It's ruined. Trust is broken. It's like a piece of paper. No matter how much you try to get the creases out, it is never ever the same. And so the guys that walk about with spewing a lot of BS about, oh, it was just the one time, this is nothing, just let it go. You just don't understand. And yet it's very funny how these same men get cheated on when their wives or their partners or their significant others go get laid by somebody else. They come for blood. They're ready to murder somebody. And yet they just cannot imagine the enormity and the seriousness, the severity of the pain that they cause by 2 minutes of pleasure with somebody else. Cheating destroys, it ruins everything. If you want to have your peace, if you want to retain and keep and preserve everything that you and your spouse, your significant other, have worked, toiled for years for, not just in assets and property and equity and all of that, but even inside your relationship, emotionally, physically, and all of that, cheating should be the last thing on your mind. Remove it. Delete from your relationship. Do the needful to ensure that never happens. And you'd have bliss, perpetual bliss in your marriage, in your relationships, till death do you part. That any relationship that has been stained by infidelity, cheating, sleeping around, texting other people, sneaking around, and these days having virtual sex with the other person. Oh, but it was just a picture. Yeah, but you played with yourself imagining that picture. The Bible says, even when you've thought about it, it's as good as doing. So to me, when that picture landed on your page, your eye saw it, you cheated. You slept with that girl. You slept with that guy. You ruined it all. I can just imagine what it feels like. What it feels like finding out, discovering that the man that you spent the last however many months, weeks, years loving is busy having it in with somebody else. It is the worst form of betrayal that any human being can be subjected to, more so women, because everything that we do around intimacy is a bag of emotions. Don't do it. You ruin a woman, you mess up your marriage, your relationship, everything. And she might forgive you, but your relationship is just never the same, never recovers from that whole thing, because you just can't get past that mistake that was done. You need to ask yourself, why do I even have this tendency to want to look at somebody else? There will always be somebody better off than your wife, better looking, taller, fairer, more intelligent, name it. There will always be people that look worse than she does, and vice versa. but it takes people who can commit and truly discipline themselves, respecting the vows and sanctity of their relationship, to stick with it regardless. I hope you can be one of those people. And always remember that cheating is one of the key things that ruins everything. And if you truly love your spouse, I plead with you,